There are tales that come from the darkest corners of the land. Tales that stir the soul and make even the bravest among us tremble. Tonight, I bring you such a tale, a story of a man, a song, and the secret that hides beneath the hurt. For not all that walks the land is of this world, and not every voice calls from a place of light. Sit by the fire, young and old. Tonight, you will hear the tale of Gusevelu, the young man who ventured where no soul dared to tread and discovered a truth too terrible to speak. But the story begins not with darkness, but with a song, sung by a man walking beneath the early morning sky. Imagine it, a voice in the shadows, a cry from the unseen. But who would be so bold as to follow a voice that called from beneath the earth? What Gusevelu found would shake not only him, but all who heard his tale. Would you dare to follow such a voice? Stay with me and find out. On the morning of February 3rd, 1999, Gusevelu, a humble man, returning from a long night of prayer, found himself walking alone. His heart was light, his song was sweet, filling the air as he made his way home. But as he reached the end of the flyover, something strange happened. A voice joined him. At first, he thought it was the wind, perhaps the echo of his own voice, but no, this was different. The voice was soft, a woman's voice, singing along with him. But how could this be? He was alone, or so he thought. He looked around, but no one was there. The street was empty, save for the occasional shadow. Yet, the voice persisted. It called to him from beneath the flyover. Who could be singing beneath the road, in a place where no one dared to go? His heart pounded, his legs trembling, but the curiosity was too strong. Gusevelu couldn't resist. He had to see what was calling out from the shadows. As he descended, a foul smell hit him, a stench like burning meat, the scent of something unnatural. When he reached the shelter, what he saw would haunt him forever. Inside the fire, roasting on a crude spit, were the limbs of a human being. A hand, a leg. Gusevelu froze, his stomach turning, his mind reeling. He had stumbled upon something unspeakable. He ran, calling out to anyone who would listen, summoning the nearby villagers to witness the horror. Soon, a crowd gathered, their faces pale as they descended into the underworld beneath the flyover. Underneath that flyover lived a man known to all but feared by most, Clifford Orji. He was a madman, they said, but now the truth was laid bare. He was more than mad. He was a cannibal, a man who had turned the shadows into his kitchen, roasting the flesh of the unsuspecting. Clifford tried to escape, but there was no running from the truth. The villagers caught him, dragging him back to the shelter where his grisly face lay exposed. There, they found more horrors than they could have imagined. Body parts, bones, and the faint echo of the song Gusevelu had heard. And they found her, Awalawa, the woman whose voice had called out. She was alive, barely compressed into a space between the tires, her body thin and frail. The villagers pulled her from the darkness, but it was too late. Though she was rushed to the Ila, she never woke up from her slumber. But the story does not end here, for beneath the ashes of the fire lay secrets even darker. Among Clifford's belongings, the police found a mobile phone, a device owned only by the wealthy in those days, and a check for 80,000 naira. How did a man who lived in the shadows come to possess such treasures? Who had given them to him, and for what purpose? It became clear to many that Clifford Orji was not alone in his madness. The rich, the powerful, those who walk in the daylight had come to him in the night, seeking something from the shadows. But what could it be? And at what cost? And so the tale of Gusevelu and the voice beneath the flyover comes to an end. But the questions remain. Who else was involved in this dark part? And how many voices like our Lawas were silenced before they could be heard? Join us on the next episode as we uncover all that you need to know on this story. Thanks for tuning in, and if you are just joining for the first time, don't forget to click the subscribe button and also share this story to friends and family, and also turn on the notification bell so you can be the first person to be notified whenever we drop the concluding story. Beware the voices that call from the darkness, for not all who speak wish to be found. Some secrets are best left beneath the earth.